Hey guys, Dr. Nick here from Divine Elements Family Wellness in Vancouver. So I'm back again for phase number 2 of the discussion we started yesterday. And today what I want to talk to you about is weight loss resistance. So many people struggle with weight, and there's so many reasons why that's the case. So there's the obvious, just eating really poor diets. There's a thought around not exercising as well or as much as you should. But the reality is that most of the times this is a hormonal problem. So why is that? So where do the hormones start to become an issue? Well, in fact, a lot of the reasons why that's the case is because we're starting to get real poor digestive health. And that digestive health becomes a problem when we're exposed to chronic toxicity, say in the case of mercury amalgams or other things that are getting into our mouth. Or maybe that's by way of creams or other things that we're using on a regular basis that we haven't really looked at in good detail at the actual ingredients in them. Or maybe that's the non-organic foods or the pesticides or the different environmental toxins we're constantly exposed to. And what happens is it starts to eat away at our cell membranes in our digestive tract. And it starts to release this protein called zonulin. And this is something that actually helps to support that breakdown process within our cell membranes. Well, lo and behold, over time that starts to go up to your brain. So the same process that's happening in the gut called leaky gut, where people start to get irritable bowel, gassy, maybe loose stools, and just start feeling really lethargic after they eat. Well, that's starting to eat away at the brain tissue. So your actual brain membranes become more permeable, and now these toxins are moving into our brain circulation. Well, we have a real master regulator functionality of our brain called the pituitary gland. And this tells all our hormones what to do. So it speaks to the thyroid gland. It speaks to the adrenal glands, which sit on top of the kidneys. In women, it speaks to the ovarian system, which can start to have changes in the menstrual cycle for a woman. And for men, it can affect our testicular health. And all this plays out as a hormonal problem. So meanwhile, we're spending all our time in the gym. We're trying to change our diets, but really what we need to do is fix our hormonal health. And so how do you do that? Well, a common thing that I notice here in practice is that so many people come in with all the symptoms of a thyroid issue. So weight gain, feeling cold, losing their hair, fingernails are brittle, skin is dry, their digestion's really slow. And these are all thyroid-related problems. Well, we know that thyroid's connected to weight, right? So we also know that we've often gone to our doctor to run a thyroid test. Well, they run something called TSH. This is called thyroid stimulating hormone. This is a specific hormone that helps to make our actual active thyroid hormone called your T3. So the reality is that most of the times this TSH is normal. Or it may be just slightly elevated. We consider TSH above 2 a sign of thyroid stress. So what does that mean for you? Well, that means that you're going to have a difficult time losing weight. And this is a big problem because the actual obesity rate, especially in across North America, is about 50%. So in Canada, what does that mean? That means that you have a BMI above 30. This is unfortunately very common. So, do you have weight loss resistance because you're not exercising enough? No, not necessarily. It's usually really goes back to your thyroid. So, and all the toxicity as we alluded to before. So your TSH is not enough of a screen to measure thyroid function. So we usually run something called your free T4, free T3, and this hidden marker that's often not checked is called your thyroperoxidase antibody. This is actually speaking to an autoimmune disorder. This autoimmune disorder that's actually a result of toxicity, which is, we talked about before, this is your leaky gut membranes, and which eventually leads to leaky brain membranes, meaning your pituitary gland isn't going to tell your thyroid what to do properly. So what does that mean for you? Increasing weight gain. You become weight loss resistant. So despite all your good efforts, nothing's changing. So what do we do about it? Well, we first of all want to just assess and test, are you in fact experiencing an autoimmune problem by way of Hashimoto's thyroiditis, also called autoimmune thyroiditis? This means that the thyroid is not working properly. Well, we need to look for that first. Once we can see that's there or not there, then we can treat accordingly. And then we can start talking about intermittent fasting and all those other wonderful tools that we have that really help to heal the gut microbiome and so on and so forth. So my tip for you today is that if you are experiencing any difficulty whatsoever with weight loss, there's usually a deeper problem going on. And it's not just about your diet. It's not just about how much exercise you're doing. It's about your hormonal health and by way of leaky gut membranes and toxicity. So we need to get to the bottom of the problem. As Dr. Pompa says, you either treat a downstream problem using suppressive therapies, medications, weight loss supplements, stimulants, blood sugar control mechanisms, but when the actual problem is more a hormonal one, we got to fix the brain tissue, we got to fix how our pituitary gland is regulating itself, we got to fix how it's talking to the thyroid gland and to your adrenal glands. So when we talk about weight loss resistance, we have to talk about a hormonal problem, and we have to talk about a toxicity burden on the body. So yeah, this has been fun, and we're so excited to be able to share everything that we're doing in clinic and how we're helping people, and hopefully this message can help those that are watching. We really appreciate you guys sharing the message here. We want more people to feel healthy, to experience true health. We want to get to the real root cause of why people aren't feeling great, and hopefully you know a little bit more about what weight loss resistance is all about. And now you know kind of some steps to take in order to take action. So whoever you're working with, I don't care if it's your medical doctor or naturopathic doctor or chiropractor, you need to start looking at these things, start asking these questions. You know, is there an autoimmune process at play? Am I having digestive issues going on? So you got to start somewhere, and that's a good place to start. So weight loss resistance, is this truly a diet and exercise related problem? In many cases, no, that's not the case. It's actually a thyroid or hormone problem, or there's something deeper going on. So I encourage you to take another deep look at what's going on and realize that you're not always the problem. There's something else at play, and it's time to get to the bottom of it. There you go. So that's my message for today. And thanks for staying tuned, and thanks for the likes, and thanks for sharing. Have a good day.